Hello, and welcome to Ramblin' Through Dave's Garden on this mild mid-April afternoon, but changes are on the way after a week of mild weather. A cold front is moving in, and in the next couple of days there are a few freeze warnings. They should only be mild freezes, so no precautions are being taken in the garden. But nevertheless, the changeable weather of early spring continues. Today I'm pruning some of the damaged branches uh, from snow and ice that broke branches early winter. Further up in this tree is a much larger branch that was not noticed all through the winter because who looks up in the trees when there's no leaves, no flowers? Of course, noticed in this serviceberry, Amalanthus, when it burst into bloom a week ago, and unfortunately the limb is too high for me to be able to easily reach. With difficulty with a ladder or anything else, so I think it's going to stay for the short term. Today, we will be visiting a variety of the spring blooming trees. These are natives to the area, as thunder moves in and announces that the cold front is on its way. It was mentioned in a recent video that the dialogue could be difficult to understand because of the background of bird song, and I'm afraid that is something that we will happily live with in this garden, whether it's birds or the chirping of frogs. That is a constant presence in this garden with 5 ponds, many dozens of trees, shrubs, whatever, that provide food and shelter for the wildlife. As a little bit of rain starts to fall, we'll begin our tour with the serviceberry. This one, a large tree, 25, 30 feet tall, stands above a small pond and pathway that today the blooms begin to drop to cover the pond and path with white, almost as if it's snowing. A second Amalanthus has been planted nearby in hopes of pollinating this tree so that some of the fruit that the Amalanthus is known for will develop. The storm has passed, and we're here with a redbud. This is a unique redbud, a mutation of the yellow-leafed rising sun with variegated green and yellow foliage. Sadly, two redbuds have been lost in recent years. Forest pansy, the red-leafed forest pansy, and a variegated leaf silver cloud redbud have both been removed in recent years, and this is such a wonderful time of the year with redbuds lining the highways in our area that it is a shame to lose the two trees in the garden. Next, we are visiting the native dogwood, Cornus, Florida. And unfortunately, the native dogwood is susceptible to a number of diseases, and this one has suffered its share, or perhaps more than its share, of issues over the years. But despite concerns that it may eventually give it up, it continues to survive. There are a number of other dogwoods, hybrids, and Kusa dogwoods that will continue flowering. The hybrids are ready to flower as the native begins to fade, and then the Kusa varieties will begin flowering in May and will continue oftentimes into the start of June. Unfortunately, just a touch of cold has injured flowers of the pale yellow Elizabeth magnolia. Elizabeth is a hybrid with a cross with the native cucumber magnolia, and in bloom as it is now, this one makes a considerable show. It is 30, maybe 40 feet tall, covered head to toe by flowers, and it stands at the front of the garden, so it does make a considerable show as the entrance to the garden. And so, for next time, we will begin to explore the garden's Japanese maples. There are several dozen, and that are with leaves of yellow, red, variegation that are just coming into leaf, and so that will be next on the agenda.